And then I think also like being observant. I think like as a videographer, as a filmmaker, whatever you want to call it, like noticing like little things, like not to get like weird, but like I look at like his mannerisms and like what he does with his eyes and like his hand gestures. I'm not a psychologist, I don't know shit, but I know like some people call it, I think they call it, especially in like the business world and investing, pattern recognition, right? Like investors use that for like knowing who to invest in. I think I do that just on like how people interact with other people, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So like one little fun thing that I will eventually ask Gary that maybe you'll notice now when you see his footage, when he says something a little bit more intense that's a little bit harder for the other person to hear, he does this little nod at the end. I've seen a couple other people that do it too, and it's something like very interesting that I'm like curious about. But that's like a little example of like I've watched him for years, and now sitting in the car with him or whatever, or like watching like those meetups, like at Complex, for example,
Yeah.
right? Hundreds of people come and talk to him. Like he's interacting with them, so he's doing the main work, but I also get to watch how he handles those situations. So that's kind of, I think, maybe where that comes from.
Yeah. No, that's cool. So is there anything else that like Gary's done, like almost like behind the scenes that you weren't expecting coming into it? Like I know the head knob was one thing, but is there anything else he's kind of done where you've been like,
He's the best guy ever.
really?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like it blows my mind.
Mm-hmm.
He does so many things that don't make sense, business-wise or financially, because it's the right thing or the good thing. Like, yeah, he's like I don't know how to explain it other than like he's better than he comes across in videos.
Really?
Yeah, like I was a little worried to meet him, you know, because like, you know, the whole saying, you know, you don't meet your idols type thing, right? I was worried about that because like he comes off like this very like big character, but it comes across sometimes like a character. And then like now that I work for the dude and I get to like, you know, I have the opportunity to get to travel with him sometimes and see him like a lot, and like I don't know, he's just consistently awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just crazy.
Do you have any like examples that just like that might be tough to quantify, but
Yeah, I'm trying to think on the spot. Like, I mean, the things that he does for employees that no longer work for Vayner years later, it's crazy. Okay, so in the mega vlog, actually, this is a great example. In the mega vlog, the Miami one, I don't know the timestamp off the top of my head, but there's a point where I asked him a question about like personal branding or whatever, and we talked about that. But then he showed me an email, and he shows the camera an email that he sent minutes before I asked the question, and it was just to like a former employee from years ago.
Yeah.
And it was something to the effect of like, love you so much, I want to help you in whatever way I can.
yeah.
Like things like that, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's nuts. And that's nuts alone, right? But if you actually saw Gary's day, that's super nuts. Like he has no time. Like there's like 5-minute meetings, there's like 2-minute meetings, 3-minute meetings. Like the pre-rolls that you guys see, like before a video or something like that, oftentimes he's like walking in the hallway on the way to a meeting. We'll stop him for a second. He'll record it, like he'll grab the mic real quick, do it, and then like go into the next meeting. Like that's another thing that's amazing about him is his ability to just like go from like this moment to like this to this to this, and in each thing, that's all that exists. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I he's dope.